Hey, what's up YouTube? Ryan Quest here today, and I know the last time that I uploaded a video, I said I didn't know when I was coming back. And low-key, I thought it was going to be months, but I feel a little bit better, or mostly better, after talking about how I felt in a video. And it got me thinking of new content that I probably wanted to create, and I'm going to be reviewing shows like animes and movies, or even TV shows that I watch. So this video is going to be the first one I review, a horimiya, which is an anime about a rom-com where two people in high school, in a normal high school, get together. And this usually some animes don't um, do that. Sometimes there's build up, but in this anime they actually ask each other out in the beginning. And I get the series about an 8.9, 8.10. I really enjoyed the first season. Season two was just parts of the manga that were never displayed, so like parts of story. And yeah, I really liked it. And the pros of it is great storytelling. The characters were great, and it didn't focus on one set of characters. There was, the cast, which is, most of them are in a relationship, but it was definitely like you definitely see the build up of Miyamura, the main character we have, and how he grew as a better person. The guy from middle school who was bullied because he was weird or he was a creep to a guy who was popular at the end of the series, has a girlfriend, and even has a good job. His girlfriend Hori is a popular girl who has a lot of people crush on her, but in the end, she chooses the one guy who is the quote unquote weirdo, and she loves him, and that's great. And the story is just like I said, great. And we meet so many characters, and how did he become Miyamura's friend? Now, Miyamura isn't his name; it's his last name. That's really what I remember. Another part of this show that I really liked is seeing a lot more of Hori's like family. In the beginning of the series, I thought her dad was not in the picture. As we know, he does a job, but it was never really specific on like what he does. Maybe might not even have a job. It was just applied that he was, or it was said it was, but never specified. So yeah, if this show ever does get a season three, I'm really excited to see them move along and get married and have kids. I guess another a bad thing about the show was kind of the ongoing thing of a character like Miyamura has tattoos, and it was just an ongoing thing that even it brought to season two that he didn't want to show his body because of the nobody he wanted nobody to see, which perfectly understandable as a high schooler, but at this point we could have just forgot that he had the tattoos. They were probably showing like maybe four times throughout the series, and not a bad thing at the end of the day, but they definitely could have been a different way. Definitely, it seems like a lot of moments were kind of like a little gayish, and that's no problem. I think it was just for the jokes, like a gay joke, but I liked it. The comedy in the show was pretty good, and yeah. Another part of the show that I really liked is where we got to learn a little more about Miyamura's backstory and how Hori really doesn't know the person she's in love with, and even was said a few times or said once, which was a repeat to what he said to her before they started even dating. Miyamura's confession, being honest, could have been a lot better. Him telling her when she was sick or quote unquote asleep felt like a lazy way to admit that he loved her, and I guess it blossomed to a good story. But like I said, I feel like that could have went on a different route. At times, I kind of forgot they were in a relationship. They more act like friends than being in a relationship. There was many times, of course, like most of the time they did act like in a relationship, or they, you can tell they were in a relationship, but or sometimes you just couldn't tell really. And like I said, that's no big deal. I guess you don't want the lovey dovey. This show actually, um, no cute nicknames. They actually admit that they love each other and they want to be with each other for life. And that was never like they were never lovey dovey. And I think that's what I like. there was at times where Miyamura's like actions kind of confused me in a certain way. Like for example, during a scene where they thought she lost the president, his name is Son Goku, and he thought that she stole like a paper and decided, figuring out the problem, he just went up and headbutted. And that just like the action just didn't make sense. And I guess it was like kind of Miyamura's character. He was a little violent at times, but like I said, his character grew. It was kind of like watching Vegeta and like get a character development. But Vegeta was different. Guy was a bad guy, but Miyamura wasn't a bad guy. Was just a standout where nobody noticed him until nobody noticed him. Another thing that I kind of missed was he actually has a lip piercing. I think it goes from his ear to his lip. It's one of those piercings, and we only saw it probably like maybe once or twice, and we never saw it again. So that kind of disappointed me because really, what was the point if we're never gonna see it? Another thing is too that he has earrings, so he has like in his ears he has like a good like maybe like 5 holes, and no, they were just never put back in really. Maybe here and there, but other than that, no. Uh, like I said, I'm really just reviewing season 1. I just started watching season 2, and right now I enjoyed the first episode because I enjoyed the story. Regardless if the show was going back in its time to where I'm basically rewatching it, but not really with different scenes. The ending was just great, and I will really hope that this studio actually gives it a 3rd season where the story continues. I feel like a lot of rom-com animes don't really give a 2nd season. There was actually another anime that I watched, but I would love to review, which will probably be the next video. And yeah, honestly, guys, I think you should give this a chance. Rom-com animes are bad and good, depends on the story. And this one really kind of took me by surprise. I saw it on Instagram Reels. I was like, I'm going to give it a try. I already watched one. I'm like, I'm in the mood for another one. And yeah, at the point, I don't regret it 1 second. Like I said, it's definitely 8 out of 10. A lot of things could be fixed, but nothing too major. I feel like it would have been lower if it was just focusing on the 2 main characters besides splitting off. Because some episodes you don't even get to see Miyamura, maybe here and there as a side character, and they really just focus. And that's kind of what I like. I like when characters get their screen time, and well deserving too. But anyways, guys, that's the end of the video. And if you guys just want to hear me yap, that's okay. If you guys don't, that's fine. But hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next video.